Action News education reporter Linda Mumma is live at Sierra Vista Elementary School with the latest on the investigation. Linda?
Christine, firefighters tell me that the school was undergoing a $5 million renovation and construction crews had just left here hours before the fire started. Liz, the city says that every day nearly 50,000 cars travel this stretch of Shaw Avenue during rush hour, and before it made improvements to some of the traffic signals here, firefighters tell me that they have knocked down the bulk of the fire, and structural engineers have gone inside to begin assessing whether the building is safe enough to reopen Ventura Street to vehicle traffic. Fire investigators tell me this is the fourth incident in less than a week, but they say what makes this unusual is it started in the back office after hours with an employee still inside. Here in Fresno County, you can see water is still flowing on the Kings River, but further south, it's a very different story. The major difference between the regular version of Dance Dance Revolution and the classroom edition is this wireless controller, which allows up to 48 people to play at the same time. It's the first district-wide PE activity of its kind in the nation. Fresno Unified is using a new classroom edition of a video game called Dance Dance Revolution. Liz, there's no doubt that the community here is a tight-knit one. I'm told that there's only about 180 students in the 8th grade class here at Sutter Middle School. Rubin, an attorney for the family of the young man who shot and killed 6 people near UC Santa Barbara, is speaking out on the family's behalf. He described the young man's family as heartbroken by this tragedy and frustrated by past attempts to help their troubled son. In the North Valley, a man is in jail this morning accused of driving drunk and leading officers on a high-speed chase. Later today, the U.S. men's soccer team takes on Portugal in a highly anticipated match. A victory over the 4th-ranked Portuguese would mean the U.S. would accomplish a pair of American firsts. Warren and Graciela, the Fresno Police Department tells me there are about 10,000 validated gang members operating in the city, and about 6,000 of those belong to one of the most notorious gangs known as the Bulldogs. Last week, it launched a specific operation targeting its members, and so far officers believe it's working.
Spread your feet, buddy. There we go.
Fresno police officers like Chad Soares and Nathan Roby are saturating the city, zeroing in on neighborhoods where Bulldog gang members are known to operate.
When was the last time you used anything?
Stopping suspicious persons like this man in central Fresno, suspected of being under the influence of drugs, but he was quickly cleared of possession.
Pretty much it's no tolerance for Bulldog gang members. We're out in full force.
Putting the squeeze on one of Fresno's most violent gangs is the department's latest strategy to crack down on crime.
We want them to know that that we're watching them. We're taking away their anonymity. We don't want them to feel like they can roam around our city and be involved in drive-by shootings. And we also want to make sure that they're looking over their shoulder for us and not a rival gang.
The increased focus comes on the heels of an officer-involved shooting where an off-duty cop was shot at 6 times by Bulldog gang members who had followed him for several blocks.
I'm happy to say over the last 7 days we've made significant strides.
Over the last week, officers made 394 felony arrests. 147 of those involved Bulldog gang members, and they also seized 15 firearms and served 13 search warrants.
We're targeting those individuals that are involved in gang activity, criminal activity, possession of firearms, possession of drugs, people that are on parole, on probation, in violation of parole and probation. So the arrests are across the board.
Their message, violence will not be tolerated and crimes have group consequences. The arrests are meant to disrupt and discourage violence on the streets.
I believe we're making an impact as long as we keep pushing forward with these efforts. Then yeah, I definitely think it's making a positive impact on our community.
And Chief Dyer tells me he doesn't plan to let up anytime soon, and he wants families to know that officers are focusing their efforts and taking care of gang activity in the community. Live in downtown Fresno, Linda Mumma, ABC 30 Action News.
Linda?
Christine, Fresno police say the current ordinance is out of compliance with the state and hasn't been updated since 1974. Right now, it's up to detectives to conduct background checks for massage therapists, and they say it's tying up time and resources that could be used for inspecting businesses suspected of illegal activity. This woman, who did not want to reveal her name on camera, is fighting to get her life back after falling victim to human trafficking.
My trafficker had tried to put me in a massage parlor undercover for working as prostitution.
While living in the Bay Area, she met a man on the internet who promised her a better life. He then lured her to the Central Valley under the guise of a new relationship and tried to force her into the sex trade.
It's becoming less obvious. There's not as much walking the streets. There's more hiding behind the internet and more hiding inside of massage parlors.
Which is why she supports a new proposed city ordinance called the Ethic of Fresno Act, or ending the trafficking of humans in the city.
It's changing administratively how the city deals with our massage practitioners and our massage parlors. 5
years ago, the Fresno Police Department says there were about 30 massage parlors operating in the city. That number has now exploded to more than 200, and officials believe dozens of them are operating as fronts for the sex industry.
A lot of it is unknown. I mean, because it's in those areas that are not well advertised, and that the locations that we've closed down and we have addressed, those have come through tips and leads to our 24-hour hotline.
Sergeant Kurt Chastain says the new ordinance would crack down on those providing illegal services by forcing therapists to provide a state license from the California Massage Therapy Council. It would also limit hours of operation from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., prohibit doors from being locked during business hours, and require visibility from the street into the massage parlor. The first updates to the current ordinance in nearly 40 years.
Definitely something that would really have an impact.
The new ordinance would also set fines for parlors who employ unlicensed technicians, anywhere from $1,000 for the first offense up to $2,000 and prison time for 3 violations within a year. The City Council will take up the issue next Thursday. Live in the newsroom, Linda Mumma, ABC 30 Action News. His love for music first began with the piano, well before he learned to read.
I play basically anything that you hit with sticks or mallets or hands.
But quickly grew to include the marimba after discovering the offbeat instrument in the 6th grade through a youth percussion group in Fresno.
We got to really open my eyes musically to how many options there were out there. I love how many different sounds you can get out of the marimba. It just makes a beautiful tone.
Now, Buchanan High School senior Aaron Grisey is headed to Carnegie Hall this summer as one of 6 percussionists to perform with the National Youth Orchestra of the United States of America.
I was speechless when I got the email, so I think it'll just be this amazing out-of-body experience for me.
To qualify, musicians must be between the ages of 16 and 19 and undergo a comprehensive audition process. Those selected for the 120-member orchestra come from 33 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Their program will begin in July with a 2-week residency at Purchase College in New York, where they'll be trained by musicians from some of America's finest orchestras, including the Chicago Symphony and New York Philharmonic. They'll then embark on an 8-city tour where they'll perform on some of the biggest stages in the world.
I just think it will be a great opportunity for him personally over the summer to play with such great musicians and also to experience playing great orchestral literature. And this is going to set him up for his future, really, in terms of giving him the experience that he needs as he goes on to college.
Once the experience is over, Grisey hopes to combine his love for music and physics with a double major in college.
I really want to share what I have found through marimba with the rest of the world.
And is now waiting to hear back from schools including Chapman University, Stanford, and USC. In Clovis, Linda Mumma, ABC 30 Action News.
Wow, impressive and talented, isn't he?
He makes very beautiful music.
Good luck to him.
Yeah.